recovery coach. What I'll be sharing today isn't just about theories or concepts, but about hard earned personal experiences that I've lived through. And now I get to help teens and women as well. So I struggled with codependency in a period of my life and deeply entrenched of the cycle of codependency. It was very, very difficult with the sacrifices, and I poured so much into people around me that I forgot about myself. It wasn't until I faced the inevitable burnout that I realized I wasn't being loving to myself. I was abandoning myself. One of the hardest things for us as women is acknowledging when a relationship has become toxic, whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or even a family member. The lines between caring and self sacrifice often blur. I found myself in relationships where I accepted behavior I knew wasn't right. Yet I stayed because I thought it was my duty to make it work. I was trapped in a cycle of toxic love, mistaking it for loyalty. And the more I gave, the more I lost myself. It was only through the painful but necessary process of leaving those toxic relationships behind that I began to understand the power of self love. For me, this wasn't just about taking bubble baths or doing nice things for myself. It was about reclaiming my voice, setting boundaries, and learning that my worth isn't dependent on anyone else's validation. So the turning point came after I spent a long, long time in profound solitude. After that, I had cut ties with the relationships that I had clung to for years. That was my identity and my home and my family. I was alone with my thoughts, my fears, and my insecurities. It was during this time that I began to rebuild. Piece by piece, I started to discover what loving myself truly meant. Self love wasn't about being perfect. It was about accepting the imperfect and not being perfect. Messy, sometimes painful parts of myself with compassion. I had to learn to sit with my discomfort, with my own wounds, and not try to fix them by latching on to others or other things. Through that process, I found that self love became the foundation for my mental wellness. It wasn't until I loved myself that I could begin to heal from codependency and toxic patterns. When you operate from a place of self love, you no longer seek validation outside of yourself. You understand that you are worthy simply because you exist, not what you do. And then I got into entrepreneurship and I had to deal with overcoming limiting beliefs. With a newfound self awareness, I ventured to entrepreneurship and starting a new business and starting a new life, thinking my journey of healing was complete. Grief and healing is not linear. Little did I know, starting my own business would uncover a whole new layer of challenges. Get choked up, particularly around my belief programming and my programming as a child. I realized that I had internalized so many limiting beliefs from my past beliefs, like I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes to succeed, or you're better than me and no more. These thoughts, born from years of self doubt and toxic relationships, were still playing on repeat in my mind. It didn't matter that I had left behind the unhealthy relationships, I was still carrying the baggage as if it was in real time. Entrepreneurship is much an internal battle as it's external one. I had to face my inner critic, confront the stories I was telling myself, and reprogram my mind for success with the help of other women that supported me. I started to ask myself, whose voice is this? Is this really mine? Or is this the echo of someone else's insecurities from long ago and some not so long ago? Once I began to rewrite these stories, everything changed. I stopped viewing myself as unworthy and started seeing myself as capable. It wasn't easy, it was daily work, and I still work on it today. But every time I caught myself falling into those old patterns, I reminded myself that I'm an author of my life story. I have the power to change the narrative. I am the creator. The empowerment through my belief programming, NLP, I worked a lot with other coaches at school, isn't just about success in business. It's about success in every area of your life. The beliefs we hold about ourselves influence every decision we make. And most of it, 95%, is the subconscious. So we're not even knowing what's going on until we wake up. They affect how we show up in our relationships, how we pursue our dreams, and how we care for ourselves day to day. For me, the moment shifted my beliefs when I started to attracting healthier relationships and kept working on me, working on me. Then I got more aligned opportunities and a deeper sense of peace. It's not about positive thinking, it's about truth telling. I had to get really honest with myself about the lies I've been telling myself for years. The not I'm not good enough car, that lie. The need to be everything to everyone lie. That made me good enough when I helped you. I dismantled those beliefs one by one and replaced them with truths that aligned with the person I wanted to become. So, from healing and thriving, I stand before you, not as someone who has all the answers, but as someone who has been in the trenches and come out the other side. I know the pain of staying in toxic relationships far too long. And I know because you don't believe, I didn't believe I deserved better. I know the fear of stepping into the unknown, unsure if you have what it takes. I know the internal battle of trying to love yourself when you've been told for years that you're not enough, that you're not lovable, that you're dumb. But I'm also living proof that healing is possible, that transformation is possible, that thriving is possible. And the key to all of it, the thread that ties it all together, is self love. Real, deep, unshakable self love. So, in order to embrace my power, and to all the women in this room, I want you to leave you with this. Your worth is not dependent on what you can do for others or how much you can give. Worth is not tied to anyone's approval, anyone's love, or anyone's opinion of you. It's intrinsic. It's already there waiting for you to claim it. You just may need a little help dusting it off. And there's many of us that have gone before. The journey to mental wellness, to success, and to thriving starts with you, with loving yourself enough to set boundaries, to rewrite the beliefs that hold you back, and to choose yourself every single day. And to always remember that you are not alone. We are our best resource. And it's time to go big or go home. And that's really what I want to leave you with. You're not alone. Where'd Melinda go?